Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rising Stars, where we interview local Montreal talent on the rise. Today's episode is brought to you by Urban Eats Montreal, and I am especially glad to be joined by a up-and-coming Montreal actress, Héloise Koszegi. Héloise, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course, it's our pleasure. Want to get straight into it? Tell me a bit about the beginning of your acting journey, where it started, how it started.
Oof, so that will be a long story, but a short version of it is, let's say after Cégep, so I was in visual arts, and I've always wanted to be an actress, I always wanted to be in film, and it just wasn't gonna happen, to me. And so I concentrated on my studies, and in Cégep, I was dabbling a bit in acting, doing projects with my friends, and I don't know why. Well, I know why. I was scared. Scared to be vulnerable in front of people, in front of the camera and all. And so I just didn't do it. And so I went to film school, basically, to be behind the camera. And something happened, which at the time I was super sad that it happened, but now I'm glad. I was rejected from film production.
Okay.
2 times I was rejected from it. And I was so sad at the time that I couldn't be on the film set. And so I was doing film studies and not film production, which wasn't great to me. And then COVID hit, and then film production classes were stopped, and my study continued. And during COVID, I realized that I not only realized, but I was honest with myself that what I wanted to do was acting.
Yeah.
And so I stopped being behind the camera, and not even behind the camera, just watching films at this point. And I said, no, I'm gonna try it. And so when COVID kind of stopped, I said, no, I'm gonna jump in it. And I guess that having the world coming to a stop, it just put me in this state of what would you do if you had all the talent in the world, all the time in the world, all the money in the world. And I said, acting. And so I was honest with myself, and so I started acting. And it was great, loved it, was bad at it, of course, at first, which I guess is normal. But I fell in love with the process, with being on set. And I mean, now I'm just taking classes and doing more productions and having more fun, and just being so glad that I stepped out of my comfort zone and did what I wanted to do, which is acting.
For sure. And what was the biggest push to get you there? I know you said COVID happened, so you had time to think, but was there support from a family member, or was it just really you being it's now or never, it's go time?
Family members, of course, support me in whatever I do, but one of the things was that I was always gonna be an artist. Whatever the art, I was gonna do it. I'm a visual artist, so I paint, and I don't see myself working in an office or whatever. It would make me mad, but it was being truly honest with myself that made me realize that I could not live my life and die of old age and be on my deathbed and being should have been acting. So
what if?
Yeah, what if?
Yeah.
And so I just stopped being fearful. I stopped having this fear of being vulnerable. And so I was no, I'm gonna do it. And if it falls, and if I'm bad at it, well, I'm gonna be bad at it, but at least I'm gonna love it.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's funny because I have almost the same exact story as you in terms of acting. It was pandemic. I had never acted before, always been into sports and stuff, never opened myself up or been vulnerable. And I said to myself, if I'm on my deathbed,
Yeah.
what's one thing I would tell myself? And I heard, oh, well, I wish I would have tried acting.
Yeah.
And that's what really pushed me. So it's interesting you say that. And now you have that in your head. You're like, okay, I'm going to start acting. How did you start? What steps did you take to get the ball rolling?
Oh, so I think it was a lot of few steps, very small steps that now that I look back at it, it makes a big thing.
Yeah.
Like at first it was like getting headshots. Okay, sure. Like getting a job as an extra. Like it's nothing. Like it's simple. And I think actors, we worry a lot when there's not like any job or anything. But when I look back at it, like it's all these few steps that helped me like where I am now.
Yeah.
So like headshots, like going on Facebook, like reading
The
all
acting
these
groups.
castings, acting groups and all. And of course taking classes, which you meet all these people that are in the industry, so you get tips on what's next. And so yeah, now that I look back at it, I'm happy like that I took all these few steps that kind of are little when you start. It's like getting my headshot. Okay, sure. What's next? What's next? What's next? But these little things helped me so much. So I'm very happy I did.
Sure. And tell me about your first acting class. Was it a scene building class? Was it a...
God. Oh, not even.
Not even?
It was a movement class.
Oh,
Yes.
those are not
Yes.
my favorite. Yeah.
Well, it's weird. You're like an athlete, so
Yeah.
I mean, so I was doing figure skating. So my body is my job, you know, and so I am aware of how my body moves and all. And that class was like an introduction to acting. So I went to acting school, which is Atelier Fichot, and they told me like, if you want to get into it, like step by step, don't go into like a big like character building, whatever. So just start with movement. And so no dialogue, nothing, like improv, yeah, for sure, but like it was really movements. And I'm very glad I started with this because it's my building block for each character I do now.
Yeah.
So like if there's just an addition or something, I start with movements. So I'm really happy I started with this and not like scene study or whatever.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And do you feel that helps you get into character more easily?
Yeah.
Because I remember there was I don't know where I had seen it, but they had said if you want to really embody the character, just watch like old movies, Marlon Brando, Jack Lemmon, but turn the volume off on mute and just watch how they move and
Yeah.
yeah.
And you can see like the character without even like, well, I mean, only like silent movies.
Yeah.
They're so distinct in knowing who's the protagonist and who's the antagonist only in their movements. And so yeah, when I build my character, it's always body first. How is my body like moving? For example, I had one, it was like a woman, she was trying to seduce a guy. And so I was really like focusing on cat-like movement, really slow, really like seductive,
Yeah.
for sure. And if obviously you're doing like whatever a strong guy, you're not gonna do these movements. So I think that really helped me focus on something that I didn't really think about when I started acting. Like when you think about acting, it's saying your lines
Yeah.
with emotion. That's it. But it's not it. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So movements was really, really important for me.
And after movement, was there a certain obstacle? Like I've had a couple aha moments in my acting career. Was there an obstacle that you just couldn't get through and then one day it just clicked?
Yeah. Well, for me, movement was easy
Yeah.
because I was a figure skater. and voice was very, very intimidating. Like just not saying my lines, that was fine, but speaking was really intimidating, and I had trouble just expressing myself. And so like when we had a text, like it's easy. You say your lines, you say the words, whatever the intention is behind it, okay, sure. But like when it was improv, I was so nervous because it's not a character speaking.
Yeah.
Like there's no like
Something to fall back on.
No, exactly,
Yeah.
and there's no like writer that I can say, oh,
He wrote it.
it's not good because he wrote it. You know, it's me, and even though I'm a character in this improv moment, it's me, and so I had so much trouble being like vulnerable when speaking, and so I talked a lot about it to my my teacher at the time, and he was like, but it's fine, you're fine, you're okay, I don't think it's bad, you're not like saying weird things or whatever, and so just trust yourself and go with it, and if something's like comes out wrong, or you know it's not great or whatever, it's fine. And you know, something that is fun is that we're on camera, and so we can say cut.
Yeah.
And hey, redo it. It wasn't great, but we're not in theater. Theater would stress me out for sure. So, you know, I just took these tips of like, stop worrying, be calm, and have fun.
For sure.
I think that's the main part. Have fun.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you mentioned theater. I was going to ask, tell me about some of your projects, what you've been doing since you started acting.
Oof. So I've had a lot of independent productions.
Same here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the
Yeah.
start, basically. I'm not going straight into theater, that's for sure. Well, I did some back before COVID, but like my soul is into cinema. Really, really. It brings me so much joy to be on a film set. And so I've had a few now. One is that I really love is The French Course. It's a short film.
Okay.
And I'm really happy to be a part of it. And another one I've done recently, actually this summer, is a musician's melody.
Okay.
And it's a TV web series. And so I'm very happy to be a part of that.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. And is there future plans to, like every actor, get your full UDA license, your full actor
Yeah.
license? Yeah.
That's something I'm working towards. Of course, it's not easy, but yeah, for sure, ACTRA, UDA, and whatever else. Even if I'm going to the States, that'd be great too. I mean, I'm open to everything that is into the film production
For sure.
type. So, yeah.
Awesome. And is there a certain project you were on or a certain character you played that really took you out of your comfort zone so far?
Yeah, so far. I think one of the characters that was really hard, yeah, was in A Musician's Melody.
Okay.
So I played a student whose mother was basically dying. And I had to cry on like 2 scenes. And it was really emotional, of course, but it was hard to stay focused and keep that energy. And it was very, very draining. So at the end, I was like so tired, and I was so happy that there was only one scene. And when I see all these big movies of people fighting each other for like so much scenes, I'm like, wow, they must be exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm looking forward to characters that are harder. Let's say, like I like for sure like crying or whatever. I've played a lot of soft types, very emotional, very delicate. But I'm really looking towards like strong characters and maybe to play something diverse. Yeah.
For sure. Would it be a certain genre? Would it be comedy, horror?
Oh my god. Well, I'm a horror fan,
Okay.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
So anything horror would be great. Action would be great too,
Okay.
because I've done a lot of stunt training.
Okay.
I was a MMA fighter for a while.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I would like to put all of this in a character and show my fighting skills, my stunt skills, and really the physical aspect of acting. 'Cause I think that would be great to have a job with so much physicality in it. Because sometimes it's just like, characters talking. It's fun, yeah, sure, but it's quite, I don't know, boring sometimes.
For lack of a better,
yeah. But no, something very physical would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. As an athlete, I completely understand. You want to move. You want to.
Yes.
Having been an athlete, you said you did figure skating and MMA. Is there certain habits or traits that you take from that mindset of being an athlete? I know like discipline is a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you bring it to your acting career now?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was figure skating for 10 years.
Okay.
And when I started, I've always been an anxious person, always. And public speaking was like, oh my God, and when you're figure skating, you make these competitions and you're alone on the ice. So you're basically alone on a stage. And you have to showcase all these moves, all these jumps, all these spins to judges. And you're being judged.
Yeah.
And when you're in theater or whatever, you're not being judged. It's I paid to be here to see you, and okay, that's it.
Yeah.
And you have to be judged. And I was so anxious every time I was like going to go on the ice, like on the side, and I was like, I can do this. I can't. Like I was too nervous, and then I would get into my music, and then it would be fine.
Yeah.
But I learned so much from figure skating to be calm, to focus on the present moment, and to do what is supposed to happen. And whatever happens, you're doing your best. Be calm, be chill, smile, heads up, and that's it,
Yeah.
And so I learn a lot from that, and I do bring these types of elements in my character building.
Okay.
So more recently, when I start building character, I always start with music.
Okay.
Because I think it really speaks to me, and it speaks to my body first. So I want to move, and I want to feel the music. And so, for example, the character I was talking to you, like a very seductive woman, like I put on some music that made me feel that way. And so my body like really took that. And so, yeah, I created a lot to my figure skating years. For self-control.
Yeah.
And not being like not ready. So now I'm calm, I'm ready, and it's fine. Whatever happens.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting you say that, because I remember for a feature film I had done, I had to play a certain type of character, and I had maybe 2 months to prepare for it. So I created a playlist of what I think this character would listen to.
Yeah.
And it helped me tremendously. Do you have any other tips like that to get into character? Because I stayed in character listening to that. In between takes, I would put the playlist in. And
exactly. But it was the same thing when I had to cry on set. Music spoke to me in a way that like words on paper
can't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was using songs that I heard at like a friend's funeral, you know, and I was listening to that to like make myself in that exact moment almost, like to have these emotions come back, and it's so useful to use music.
Yeah.
For other people, it I'm sure doesn't work. Maybe you can try like visual arts or whatever.
Yeah.
But for me, music is really important. So I think that would be my only tip.
For sure, and it's a great tip.
Yeah.
It's a great tip. And now you've been in the acting industry for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself going from here? Are there any things you'd like to accomplish? Any specific goal or?
Well, to be honest, I want to do so much that we wouldn't have enough time to talk about them all, but I want to do everything. I want to do like small roles, I want to do big roles, I want to do physical roles, I want to do like almost non-speaking roles. I think that acting is such a broad art, and I want to touch like everything in between. And I think that if there was like a particular role or a TV show or a movie that I would love, like I said earlier, it would be something really physical. So maybe like being like a figure skater on screen would be amazing.
Yeah.
And I would have so much insight into like the emotions figure skaters feel when they skate badly, when they get hurt or whatever. I think that would be a great role. Or something that I would love would be like to be a scream queen. I would love to be in a horror movie. I love horror. And actually last summer, I believe, I was an extra on Scream 6.
Oh.
And I've grown. In my household, we listen to a lot of horror movies. And so my dad would put on a film and do the laundry, and I would sneak in and look at like Carrie or Scream.
Yeah.
And so being on the film set, that was like my ultimate series of horror movies was just amazing. And so now if they're doing more, maybe they can contact me, you know.
For sure, that's what this is for.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
here to promote you.
Yeah, or you know, whatever horror movie that would be out of what the genre is now, that'd be great. Yeah, but to be honest, whatever happens, whatever role is going to be in my way, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
Because I want to do them all.
For sure.
Really.
For sure. Starting out 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who's been your biggest influence so far in your acting career?
In my acting career.
It could be an actor, a coach, a family member.
So, I started doing like shows when I was little. So my grandmother, she had my father and my grandfather build a theater in her backyard.
That's so cute.
Yeah, really, really cute. And so she had all these like, she made all these drapes like to have like a real theater. And each summer, my cousins and I, we would like go on stage and perform for our parents. And so she taught me like how to draw, how to paint, how to sing, how to dance, how to perform on stage and all. So I would accredit a lot to her. And an actor, I don't know, to be honest. Like there's so many great actors and so many great directors that I couldn't like choose one. But yeah, my grandmother has been a real influence in art, that's for sure.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is there a certain director in Montreal that you'd like to work with, or?
Wow. Well, right now the big Québécois director is Denis Villeneuve, for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that everyone just want to be on his list, you know.
For sure.
But I don't know, to be honest. Other than that, I just want to work so much.
For sure.
I just want to meet everyone, work with everyone. If I have to not sleep for a month and work with everyone, that'd be fine by me. And like I just I just want to work with everyone.
For sure. And as an actor in the community, be it on the French or English side of the industry, what's something you'd like to see more of?
Oh, different actors. I think that there is so much reusing the same actors, especially in the Québécois department. Like, and that's there are some great actors for sure. That's but reusing all these actors, and it seems that like on all these different shows, it's like the same character or whatever. Like I can't see a different character. I only see the person behind it. And so I would love if the Québécois film industry would diverse and take some new coming actors or even some old ones that we haven't seen a lot since, but they use so much of the same people that it's quite frustrating. Yeah.
It's crazy because the interview before, I was talking about that with our guest, where I love Julie Le Breton as an actress.
Yeah.
I love Julie Le Breton as an actress. But I feel like in the past year, I've seen her in I don't know how many movies.
Yeah.
And it's not just her, it's different Quebec actors where it's the same thing. Like it's like, but I saw him in here and now he's here and then he's there. Like
and it's the same type of roles.
Yeah.
We're famous almost for being really dramatic in Quebec. It's always dramatic films or dramatic TV series or whatever, but like always reusing the same actors, which is great for them.
Yeah.
Like congrats.
Yeah.
But like have other people too,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I want to kind of end the interview on a lighter note. Talk about horror movies. I'm a fan of horror movies. My favorite being The Shining. I think it's a masterpiece.
Yes.
Can you tell me your top 3 horror movies?
Oh my God, that's a lot
I know, it's
ask
tough
me.
to,
Yeah. So for sure, in my top 3, I don't know like which one is gonna be first, which one is gonna be like third.
No particular order.
Yeah, no particular order. Scream, of course. I think Wes Craven was really smart by using all these different elements of the famous like the Don Blonde or whatever. It was really a nice touch of adding humor to it. Otherwise, I'd stay with the classics. Halloween, which was such a small production, and they did so well for really shooting with almost no budget, almost like a few actors and all, and I think that's inspiring for new upcoming crews. And the last one would be Suspiria, which is a European movie about I believe it's a ballet school. And we learned that the ballet school is actually like a witch coven. And it's such a great film, and it's such a great lighting. It's so beautiful. And there's one scene where there's maggot on the ceiling, and it traumatized me. So,
sure.
Plus,
that's how you know it's a horror movie.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
A scene traumatizes you.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, awesome. So you also have a podcast.
Yes.
Is that correct? Can you talk to me a bit about that?
Yes. So obviously, like you said, I love horror movies. I'm a big fan of everything mysterious, thriller, or whatever. And so with my sister, we have a true crime, spooky podcast, which is called Psycho Cat Ladies.
Oh, wow.
Because we're crazy cat ladies, but Psycho Cat Ladies was more fun, and I guess it's a nod to Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, which is also a movie that traumatized me.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't shower like for a week after that. So we have these episodes that are either on a true crime event that has passed, or on cryptids, monsters, huntings, or everything spooky we use to speak about all those things at the family table at supper.
For sure.
And then our family was like, yeah, can we stop?
Let's start a podcast.
Yeah, so we're like, we like to talk about that. We like to to speak about like, is this a true possession or not or whatever. And so we said, yeah, let's just record it.
For sure.
Let's record it and have other people listen to it, and it has been quite a journey. It's been fun. Yeah.
How long has it been?
It's gonna be a year in April.
Okay, congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
That's
thank
awesome. And I'm guessing it's things you've, I'm a big fan of forensic files.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite true crimes. Is there a certain episode you did on the podcast that you like more than the others?
There are some that are fun.
Yeah.
Like huntings or my sister and I, she's a scientist.
Oh, wow.
And so we are more skeptics in the hunting possession department.
Okay.
And so these are always fun because it's always like, and the walls were bleeding. And it's like, yeah, no, it wasn't. Or, the pictures is so bad, it doesn't even look like actually something is leaking. It just looks like a water leak or whatever. And so we always have fun in these. Of course, there are some that are way more serious. So one that we recently launched was Emanuela Orlandi's case, which is basically in 1983, she was a 15 years old citizen of the Vatican, and she went missing. I didn't know you could be a citizen of the Vatican. Exactly. So we learn a lot. But she went missing, and recently it was uncovered that maybe the Holy See, which is the capital of the Vatican, so Pope and all were maybe behind her disappearance. And so researching that was incredibly scary, eye-opening, and so sad, really. Like I said, some of them are so fun to do.
Yeah.
And some of them are so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So we were talking one about Annalise Michel. She's a famous, unfortunately famous possession case. So, and it's really, really sad because all you see is mental health problems that are being demonized literally by people, by the church. And it's so sad because she could have gotten help easily, and it wasn't seen as something that was easily it's very sad, and you only see her being changed by this exorcism. And she's there's pictures of it, there's even recordings of it, and if only her mental health and her parents' mental health were considered into the equation, maybe she could have lived for a long time.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's very sad.
Yeah.
And it's awesome that you're bringing light to certain cases like these, because in a way that's what we were trying to do, because it's there's some stuff that I learned, like the Vatican. There's a Netflix documentary about Emanuela Orlandi. It's called Vatican Girl. And I learned all these things that would have been I would never talk about that or whatever. And so learning all these and going wow, our world is messed up. And so always that's always fun to end on a lighter note. And so we always bring a kitty fact at the end of each episode, just to lighten the mood a bit. And so we talk about cats, facts about cats, and just to put all these horrible information in the back of our mind and enjoy the cat facts. For sure. Is there a surprising cat fact we should know right now?
Oh my God.
Because I don't know a lot about cats, so.
Oh, well, you should. You should. Cats are at a sprint are faster than Usain Bolt. That's
Oh,
one
wow.
that's nice. Yeah, and other like fun facts, I guess, would be that. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, there was a cat on ships on World War II.
Oh.
So I think he was called Sam, Unsinkable Sam. And so he was in 3 shipwrecks. Yeah.
And he survived.
Yeah, and he survived
Oh,
all
wow.
3. And so he was given like some kind of honorary title. And at the end of his life, he was like given to a sanctuary because some sailor thought that he was bringing bad luck. So Unsinkable Sam is a great kitty cat.
That's
fact.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And kind of going off of your podcast now, speak to me a bit about Macabre.
Yeah, so Macabre is a series of horror episodes that are taking either factual events or hauntings or whatever and twisting them a little bit. So we're taking all of that and making 13 episodes
Oh, wow.
on horror type of like stories.
That's awesome.
And so yeah, we're gonna start filming it this summer, I hope. And yeah, it's gonna be a great show to watch.
For
and
sure.
yes, I'm really excited to be a part of a horror production,
Yeah.
which is great. Yeah.
And is that with your sister, or is that something you auditioned for?
No, so that's something we talked about more to create it. My sister is way too preoccupied with viruses and whatever.
Science. Yeah.
Yeah, and science, which is I understand everything
Of
she
course,
does.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. And so it's fun to have her on the podcast because she can explain to me what sciencey stuff happens in there. But yeah, she's just a bit involved in the process of Macabre. I talked to her about it, but I think she's more involved in the podcast. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Macabre, very cool. 13
Yes.
episodes this summer.
Yes.
Short form, long form.
Some are gonna be shorter than others. Some are gonna be longer. It depends on what the story is.
Okay.
And so yeah, I'm very excited about
And
it.
you're going to be a main actress?
I hope. If I'm not too preoccupied with other projects.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope
Very
to be
cool.
in it. Yeah.
Very cool. I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Awesome.
great.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.